Good day everyone. We are Group 8 and this is our design prototype entitled Automated Waste Segregator.
So for the background of the study, improper solid waste management practices can have several environmental and health impacts. The most important reason for proper waste management is to protect the environment. In today's world, waste management is a prevalent issue and is continually growing with an increase in urbanization. Unsurprisingly, the Philippines generate more solid waste as population increases, living standards are enhanced, and urban and rural areas are being developed. The country's waste generation steadily increased from 37,427.46 tons per day in 2012 to 40,087.45 tons in 2016. Meanwhile, solid waste produced by Philippine cities are expected to increase by 165% to 77,776 tons by 2025. Proper waste disposal at the dumping sites has an essential part in sorting at the base level. Segregation makes it attainable to utilize and recycle the waste effectively. The researcher took a small step to propose a segregation mechanism to address the problem, which is cheap and easy to use solution for segregation system for household use so that it can be sent directly for processing. It is designed to sort the refuse into metallic waste, wet waste, and dry waste. In conclusion, implementation of this system at a local level like societies, educational institutes, and household, etc. can reduce the burden on the local authorities. The automated waste segregator is one small step towards building as efficient and economic solid waste collection system with a minimum amount of human intervention and no hazard to human life. Segregating all this waste at a domestic level will also be time-saving.
Design overview. Due to step and tremendous increase in solid and hard-use waste, the economic growth, industrialization, and urbanization is becoming a major problem which needs to be solved for national and international governments to maintain balance in environment and life. According to the reports of Global Waste Management in 2017, the market size was 303.6 billion and expected to reach 484.9 billion by 2025, growing at rate of 6% from 2018 to 2025 Global Waste Management Market Report on 2018.
First is this prototype can be used to develop a three-category waste. This is the metallic, dry, and wet waste. In addition to that, to reducing the occupational hazards for waste collection and handling workers, and finally, to reduce the amount of time and work required for just processing.
Weakness. Unautomated equipment includes the high capital investment required to invest in automation. The higher level maintenance required than with a manually operated machine, and a generally low degree of product flexibility when compared to a manual system and for the prototype. Other objects like glass and wood have intermediate relative dielectric constant and thus are detected as dry waste so they cannot be separated.
Possible solutions. In order to continue the development of automated, the proponents of a waste segregator are enthusiastic. Propose that image processing be used in the system. This will result in a system that is not insecure. Human knowledge is required. Additional load cells and other sensors will also aid in monitoring the amount of garbage in each container, resulting in a higher accurate garbage data from the location where it was gathered. Future researchers will also be able to utilize a stepper motor with a larger holding torque so that the system can manage a greater volume of data waste. Additionally, a better compression method is required in order to maximize the capability of the system.
Segregation makes it attainable to utilize and recycle the waste effectively. This waste segregator system can easily segregate waste. When waste is thrown in the pipe, IR sensor will sense the waste. Waste is divided into three categories, namely wet, dry, and metallic. Another sensor will sense the garbage category. As per the algorithm used, If the waste is metallic, then the mechanism will bring the metal collecting bin below the pipe, and with the help of servo motor, the waste will fall into the metal bin. Similarly, the process will repeat if the wet waste is sensed. If the sensor does not activate the sensor category, then the waste will be considered a dry waste. Also, LCD display will be included to monitor the process.
Here are the intended users for this project. Firstly, the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DNR. The significant contribution of this study is expected to enhance the economic, health, and environmental development of the country through a better way of waste segregation, waste collection, and recycling. It also helps to prevent various types of disease-causing bacteria and viruses because it will limit the amount of human intervention on waste. Furthermore, it will help reduce greenhouse gases. Secondly, the local government units, or the LGUs. This study will help local government units in terms of proper waste management, garbage collecting, and processing. Also, improving solid waste management is crucial for countering health impacts of uncollected waste and unenvironmental impacts of open dumping and burning. Lastly, the household. Promote proper waste management. Also, to have a clean and safe environment for the families.
Hello, my name is John Hilorasto from 1ITB. Today I will discuss about user information domain. Waste management is an issue of grave concern in modern urban scenario. With the potential of rising population, over the past few decades, the Philippines government has established several policies to tackle challenges pertain to solid waste management. To revise a policy, it is necessary to investigate the trends of behavior of people toward waste disposal. This article fills this gap by proposing a systematic approach of analyzing the solid waste data based on waste profile of residential grids and Cabuyao, Laguna. The solid waste data, along with predictive analytics, help the municipality to devise a customized policy for different residential grids. We defined policy in terms of number of waste collection, segregation, and human resources costs, waste carriers, bicycle costs, and fuel costs. Thus, the paper aims to suggest the number of resources which lead to minimum cost and also ensure the certain level of hygiene in the area. The analysis is carried out of the solid waste data set of 2021 to 2022, generated from different residential grids. The analysis, coupled with prediction of algorithm, allowed to policy to makers to generated a waste profile specific to a residential grid. The optimization algorithm then process minimum resources which are enough to ensure the hygiene standard of the area based on which amount of frequency inside the grid. The result of different areas are illustrated and minimum costs is suggested, which enabled policymakers to not to allocate opt- optimal resources but help to ensuring a green and clean environment.
For the logo, we think the best logo that can uniquely represent our company, and this is the logo that we make. As you look at it, you'll notice the waste word and the smiley face. But here is the meaning behind that logo. The green color of our logo stands for balance, nature, spring, and rebirth, while the smiley face in our logo represents that being clean in your surroundings can help to lighten up your mood and make you happy. For the tagline, we came up with the tagline, Slam Dunk the Junk. It means that throw your waste in a proper place so that it will be easy for everybody to segregate our waste.
Constraints. Alongside the prototype's simple function, It also comes with its own limitation. The prototype is designed as a user-friendly waste segregation system that is focused for households. The prototype will only be able to handle small-scale wastes that are typically produced in homes, so the prototype must not be used outside in the public places. Another restriction is that the software is required to use and monitor the prototype. This is to prevent the prototype from malfunctioning and is easier to manage. Trade-offs. In order for the goals of the prototype to be achieved, which is to be a user-friendly system focused on households, we made the prototype as simple as possible. The software was created to make it easy for the users to read through the system, which in turn limit the other possible functions that would have been added to the system. This is to reduce the time and resources needed for the prototype to work and to give the user an easier time in learning and memorizing how the prototype runs. As the prototype progresses and the user becomes used to it, adding more features will be a possible option in the future.
Features of the proposed design prototype related to user experience. The design features a much more user-friendly prototype in which it can be also easily maintained. The researchers have thought of a way that the people who uses the prototype may be able to learn and operate it easily without having trouble in the future. Simple design structure makes it easier for it to be manufactured. The only component that is difficult to produce is the sensors. The researchers will also produce an application in which they can monitor their models showing the amount of waste that it has collected.
Design process. First is the analyze. Analyze is the constitution or structure deliberately. Next is the plan. This is the portion that we plan ahead of time. The next is the research. To research and analyze materials and sources. The next is the test. To test the prototype if it's need to be more sufficient in terms of materials that we use. And lastly, the improvement or improve to improve mental ability in comparison to the prototype.
So for the design prototype's persona and scenario, here we have Michelle Stewart, a administrative assistant and a hands-on mother to the 4 members of the family. She is currently 35 years old, married, and lives in Toronto, Canada. In her bio, it stated that due to her busy schedule, Michelle finds it hard to keep things organized, especially she is an environmentalist, which means a person who concerns about the issue that affects the environment. She aims to find something that can help her to be more organized and will also not consume her time. So the user scenario is Michelle is a responsible mother and a worker at the same time, who takes care about everything in their home. From the past few weeks, she barely had a time to keep things organized, especially about their wastes. She tries to search for automated waste segregator that can keep up and satisfy her needs. She finds a link to a website that offers a 1-week trial for the customer to try and see if the prototype is worth to buy.
The evaluation to be utilized. Waste is directly linked to human activities and development. Those waste further accumulates, causing issues that are commonly caused by improper waste management. Record shows massive increase in waste in urban cities with 154 to 280 tons produced during the pandemic, proving the accumulation waste people are restricted in their household during lockdowns. So the innovation, they are tons of wastage we people throw into the environment every day. Each day, the number of wastage get increased due industrialization and fast lifestyle of human. This wastage will have to get separated by a manual scavenger who throws his life at risk of dealing with a harmful disease and illness causing germs, which can affect his livelihood and his support to his family. Thus, our machines state a solution to classify each trash. Thus, the manual scavenger needs to risk himself separating trashes.
The design prototype features a startup page where you can choose between start and exit button. The start button will redirect the user to a next page where the user will choose between to log in or to sign up. Depending on the choice of the user, a new page will pop up in the respective choice. The design also features a main page where you will see a menu tab on the top left corner of the device. There you will see a variety of choices like your profile, wage statistics, your machine, and logout. Of course, whatever the user chose, it will redirect them to their respective pages, as seen in the screenshots above. That is all for today. Thank you very much and have a great day.